What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do it on the gym session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, I did take the Knicks and lay the points, and they're overrated and overvalued. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. How the hell you do all that yapping, you do all that, and you lose both games at home to start the Eastern Conference Finals? That's disgusting. Them boys is likely getting swept. As we know, the Pacers are a different team, monster and animal at home, at the crib, especially in the postseason. We'll see if Indiana takes a commanding 3-0 series lead heading back home. Speaking of taking a commanding 3-0 series lead, Oklahoma City has a chance to do that tonight. They're favored to do so. They're 2.5-point road favorites. Or will the Minnesota Timberwolves bounce back and make this series interesting? I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my thoughts on it here momentarily. Of course, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. Money making Saturday. I ain't here to waste your time. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. First game on the board. Only game on the board. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves 2.5-point home dogs with the Thunder Buddies rolling in. Everybody knows, man, I've been one of the leaders of the charge of this Oklahoma City Thunder team for the last few seasons. It's been Thunder Buddies for life. They're the best ATS team this season. They're a historically great ATS team. They covered in Game 1 and in Game 2. I love the Thunder Buddies. I do. I have no bad words to say about them in this game except for I'm fading them. I'm taking the Minnesota Timberwolves straight up on the money line here in this one. I think they make this somewhat of an interesting series. Yes. Let me address the elephant in the room. I do call the Minnesota Timberwolves the house of disappointment. The reason I call them that is because when you expect Minnesota to do something at home, they never do it. That's who this franchise has been. They earned that nickname, the house of disappointment. Just when you expect them to do something, they never do it at home. Ever, 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 ever. And that's why I was glad to see them open up as an underdog here in this game. They're not expected to win this game, which they play much better in those situations. Back up against the wall, season on the line, I think the Timberwolves respond. I'm expecting an uptick from the role players in this one. Oklahoma City's a really tough venue to play, so no surprise that the role players from Minnesota have struggled early in this series. Coming back home, aided behind their home crowd, I'm expecting, again, the role players of Minnesota to play much better. Guys like Dante DiVincenzo, guys like Naz Reid. Randall had a bad game, too. I think he has a much better game 3. I know Anthony Edwards is coming out tonight having a solid game. I think the role players for Oklahoma City struggle a bit here on the road. This is their first road test in a conference finals. So I think a young team like Oklahoma City will have struggles in a game like this tonight. I like the plus money attached to the Thunder Buddies. To the Minnesota Timberwolves in this game tonight. I'm so happy that they're an underdog here. They're not expected to win, which means that they don't fall into the category or angle of house of disappointment. This is a Timberwolves style spot, in my opinion. Back up against the wall, season on the line. They fall down 3-0. They're likely getting swept. I don't think they get swept, though. I said this series is probably 5-6 games. I'm still of that thought process. Minnesota has to respond tonight, and I think they do. I'm going to take them here straight up on the money line. From a total perspective, I lean towards an under. I feel like Oklahoma City is going to struggle a bit offensively in this game. I think we see an uptick defensively from Minnesota at home, at the crib. Again, I worry about some of the role players for Oklahoma City in a game like this. So I lean towards an under. If the Timberwolves are going to want to win this game, they have to be much better defensively in the second half than they have been in the first 2 games, and I think that can be expected. So under for me here, Minnesota money line. I like I like Nas Reed to have a good game today. He has to. I like Nas Reed to have a really good game today. So I will look at some of his player props, maybe a points over, maybe a PRA over, maybe a over threes. I like Nas Reed to have a good game tonight. I like the Timberwolves to respond, and it's probably going to be a lower scoring game, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what I got for y'all, man. That's my thoughts. That's my opinions on how this shapes out. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash the like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. Money making Saturday. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. Let's get back on track, man. Let's get back on track. Won't let the Knicks derail the train just because they're garbage. Doesn't mean that I still ain't seeing the board well. Feel me? Back on track tonight. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.